I've got half a screen on a computer.
Oh boy. Hey, we're live.
You don't even know how to start things this way, do you? It jumped out on you out of nowhere.
Hey, I'm just going ahead and starting, trying to start anyhow.
Right. Welcome to the Zac Yak Pack on the Jaggers Juxtaplooza. I'm your host, Zach. With us, we have the other host,
Zach.
Wow, you're really out of practice on this.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. New year, let's have a little bit of fun. Oh, don't be afraid to like us, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you know when we're going live.
You make sure to use that hashtag, don't be a Nick. You can follow us on the Facebook at the Jaggers Juxtaplooza. You can follow me on Instagram at MPJags. You can follow the other Zach, who no longer has an excuse anymore, at...
We also have our merchandise at cafepress.com/thejaggersjuxtaplooza. Got anything and everything you can think of on there. 2 different designs, the one that I'm wearing, and then the one with the pineapple holding the sign, don't be a dick.
Right. No, I've got a Batman shirt on today. Sorry. But, yeah. Sounds like you're being a Nick, though.
No, but I was thinking about it. I was thinking about something on a technicality. It's kind of messed up on a technicality. Kind of surprised it didn't come up before. Technically, I did make it out there by the end of the year. And I was the first one to visit for the new year.
That's only because you broke down and got a hotel room like an idiot.
I'm just saying on a technicality. It was kind of funny, I thought. Technicality. Same trip.
For me. Da, ba, ba. Da, ba, ba.
Oh, come on. Don't do this to me again, computer.
What? The phone?
No, it's the computer's being the same screen. Click on Chrome. Loading. Let's see what happens. Oh, well, I don't need to rely on it. I'm on the phone with everybody.
Right.
Oh, yeah. The new hashtag, don't be a swan.
I don't know that.
Oh, you're sucking at this today, huh? I'm gonna move things around here today. Is it gonna let me do that? Yay! Hey, I can see all of you. I don't need to see me per se. I just need to be able to look over and be like, oh, hey, I see you. You're right over there as I'm talking. Because right there in the middle of the screen, big black oval.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Your screen has gone downhill a good bit. Even when I was out there noticing it, that was pretty bad. And you're right, I am sucking a bit at this tonight. Last night was one of those rare nights where kind of sleepless and restless. Had some what you would call night terrors, but we'll leave it at that. It happens there, all of us, once in a while.
Child, if she keeps it up, we'll be making an ER trip. Shoving her feet through the little kids' chairs. She's shoving her feet, laying on her back through it, and it's like you got to stop putting your feet through like that. Like you're going to get hurt. If that chair falls over, you're gonna put your ankles in it.
Oh yeah. Slowly open it up to the page. It's just hitting me with a pop-up to renew my antivirus.
If you started your computer more than 5 minutes before a show, you'd be kicking better.
I was actually down here an hour ago and fired it up.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
Oh. Obviously not that great.
I'm
still
guessing.
There?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Hopefully this thing's still working.
Yeah, well, you know what's not working? I hear you. Yeah, I hear you, but you're not physically moving at all.
Oh. Well, we will rectify that in a moment here.
Will you?
Yes.
Sorry, folks. We're having technical difficulties today because the other Zach is a Schwan.
Why would you turn it off?
Yeah.
Wasn't trying to.
The other glass is smaller.
Ugh.
Do I have to make
The question is a Schwan worse than a Nick?
Yes.
You logged it out. No, it was all fine and dandy, but I clicked to log it in, like to bring it in, and you clicked it like the left before it even so it jumped over on the page before I could click it.
Well, I
Otherwise,
show
it
up
would've been-
twice though, you know.
Well, it would have been you're like 100 farther feet away now.
Oh, what with the sound?
Yeah. Should probably invest in a microphone at some point.
Boiler's running in the background too.
You're a boiler. You live in Pennsylvania, isn't that Boilermakers?
No, Canners are a couple towns over though.
Yeah, I don't pretend to understand your sports ball stuff.
Oh, it has nothing to do with sports. Home of the Canners, a couple towns over.
You want to hear funny? Like, I had to have my psych appointment over the week, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest problem we have is what can we do because of me having vitamin D deficiency? Like, how long was my vitamin D severely deficient? Like, in which case, how do you properly judge a medication and what it's doing if you're not, if you've got a deficiency in the vitamin that makes you have the same symptoms that you're trying to address with your psychiatric medication, like irritability and other different things. So it's like, well, how's it doing? Because we're at just over 6 months on this medication now, and it's like, well, okay, so how's it going? I said, really, to be honest, I've got no idea because I found out this vitamin D deficiency. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this?
Throws everything off.
Yeah. Is it the fact my dumbass friend decided to come visit, didn't take his fence with him? What's the problem here? And it's like, I don't know.
It's hard to say. Plus, people trying to interrupt you during the set appointment.
Yeah. Oh my God! Everybody started calling me. Actually, it was the same two people, and I kept
My bad.
having to click off, and so it freezes up on her end, making it look like everything froze. And the last one was as the appointment's closing out, so it's one of those did he log off? Did rudely? Did what's going on here? Yeah.
Yeah. My bad on that.
Because you got to do. My wife's looking at me because you have to do the video thing. Every time somebody calls you, because it's through an app, it freezes up the app.
Yeah. Just like
there was nothing else.
Just like what was happening with my phone there a minute ago on here before.
Would you shut the fuck up for a second? I'm telling a story here. Literally, my appointment consisted of nothing because literally everything was vitamin D deficiency. What is it? That's a real good question. We're gonna have to follow up in 3 to 4 months because we can't give any answers right now. I can't answer anything right now because everything is effective by this same issue. So it's and I told her, I'm really irritated with VA right now because they've been screwing me around with everything from early December with my doctors on actually getting to my appointments.
Yeah.
Because they kept canceling. Oh, yeah.
Which makes complete sense and everything.
What, me being annoyed?
Oh, yeah, with the appointments being canceled and all that, too.
Yeah. Or the pain I'm getting down in my lower ribs that nobody's magically addressed. Now it's because we're addressing vitamin D, let's see if that's what it is. Okay. Is there anything else we should be looking at? Let's follow up with you. No, something. Now, okay, we'll talk again in 6 months. Okay, thanks, doctor.
You could have just talked to me. Oh,
Exactly. I mean, it's one of those. It makes no freaking sense. Like I got it, the vitamin D thing, but there's a potential that's my pain. Okay, then why hasn't it gone away yet? This is like 3 weeks of taking this vitamin D. I should have felt a little better from it, right? I've been having this pain since November.
yeah.
This should mean something to people. Of course, psychiatrists can't look and go, "You're right. We should order some X-rays because it's got to be addressed by other people." But that's why I'm involved with my case manager again. I in the system for my case manager. That way I can look and be like, this shit's not being addressed. She can deal with it.
Yeah. Try it with the patient advocate or whatever, too.
Do what?
And try it with the patient advocate as well.
Yeah.
Which you've already been in contact with those people.
Right. They got a post 9/11 patient advocacy for post 9/11 veterans where they're social workers, so whatever.
Yeah. Try and get everything organized and orchestrated or whatever.
I'm going to take my watch off. Apparently, I hooked it tighter than I realized today. I got little indents in my...
Nice.
You can see it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's how.
Up a little. There you go. Yeah. You can see the bed quite clearly.
Yeah, I'm sure that's healthy for me.
Just like everything else.
Yeah, my wife's been fighting this sinus infection thing for the last week too. So that's been the house has been all sorts of fun.
I get that.
Miserable. I mean, it's one of those literally, it's like trying to do what you can, and then it's just miserable. Had to run to veteran services for me after she dropped my daughter off 2 days in a row because go pick up paperwork so I can sign it so she can take it back, and it's just all she wanted to do is go crawl back in a hole in the bedroom somewhere, hide from the world.
Yep. I've been dealing with that a little bit here too.
Oh, I found the greatest thing in the world again. Not that I'm giving any sort of medical advice to anybody, blah, blah, blah. I personally have always had the best luck with the liquid Tylenol cold medicine. I found 4 bottles of liquid Tylenol cold medicine at the Walmart.
There you go.
I was thrilled. I haven't seen that in years. So, yeah, I haven't seen it in years. I was just oh my God, I'm so happy. And too bad I'm not sick right now because I would be downing that. I'm also really glad I'm not sick right now at the same time because, blah, blah, blah. But it's one of those, when you find it, you're there's my wife says better on the Alka-Seltzer pills.
That's what she prefers, the Alka-Seltzer pills. I can't do the pills. The liquid, I don't really care for of anything, but the actual Alka-Seltzer cold tablets, oh yeah.
Well, okay.
Drop those in water, good to go.
One, have you tried the liquid Tylenol? If you can find it. 2, Alka-Seltzer tablets are not suppositories. That's why you're not having good success with it. 3, Alka-Seltzer, the drop-in fizzle pop shit sucks. It tears up my stomach. It makes me want to vomit. I've done it one time.
I'll agree with you. They taste horrible, but the liquid Tylenol stuff gives me the shits, and so do the Alka-Seltzer pills.
Then pick your poison. Live off Pepto too. You'll be fine.
No, thank you.
Look, you got to treat this like the doctors treat it. When you do over the counter, you have to treat it like the doctors treat it. Okay, you get a symptom from this medicine that helps. You take another medicine. When that gives you a symptom, like the darkened stool, then you got to take another thing. And then while you're at it, go buy the flushable wipes because there's going to be a mess. So all these things take advantage of you just take more medicine. Is that's the answer. I'm honestly not giving medical advice to people.
In any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's just a joke.
But that does seem to be how some of the medical fields go. give you a pill for this, give you a pill for that, and then wind up giving you another pill to treat the side effect of the other pill. It just keeps on going. You muted.
Good. That's what I was making sure. I was making sure the microphone was working. I had one event where it didn't mute. I'm not going into that again. So, it worked out real well. I was testing it. Literally testing my button mute.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to. Nobody knows that I've muted blatantly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This lizard's being all sorts of weird, dude. This lizard is like hanging off his mushroom, like aimed down, just like dangling, like he's about to drop onto something.
Huh.
But there's nothing in there for him, like dive bomb.
He's making you question his sanity.
Yeah, kind of. So, we haven't had very many views on Story Time with Zac. Had a few, but not very many. Yeah, I expected some feedback from you.
What story time was that?
Well, yeah, I haven't got we haven't got a lot of views. Did you ever rewatch it?
No, not fully. Not fully.
Did you watch any of it?
Some of it.
When?
I still stand by my statement at the end of the clip.
No, bring it up. We can't get cited for bringing up our own stuff. Bring it up. We will evaluate Storytime with Zac from using it from an outside perspective. Yeah, hurry up. It's not that hard. You're fine.
The computer is taking a while to load.
You're taking a while to load. My wife's playing one of the older Assassin's Creeds right now. She got for Christmas all the older Assassin's Creed. Do you miss my cuckoo clock? Did you miss it since you've been here?
Oh, it is what it is.
Since you left, did you miss it? You're right. I know what I'm getting you and your fiance when you guys get married. Don't worry. I'll make sure it comes with batteries. I'll break the speaker for it, too, so it stays loud. There's a little switch there. You can adjust the volume. Just like ours. You can't turn down the volume on ours. The switch is stuck.
That sucks.
The only time it would be nice is like in the middle of the night, because there's times I don't think the light sensor realizes, because there's always a little light in the house, and I think the light sensor doesn't realize that. So. Oh, go ahead and start it. Make it big screen. No, yeah, then you can't see me, can you?
Oop.
Is it going? Oh, it's loading. I see that now. I can't see that spot. I had to look at the little picture of it down at the bottom and go, oh, hey, it's loading. You're not being, carrying conversation very well today.
Still loading. Here it goes. Really? There we go.
Looking at me, Swan. No thanks.
What's the story with Swan?
Come back. Just say people's names.
Turn your volume down.
I'm going to call him Swan. from the glorious Billy Madison.
You're echoing right back in.
Stop looking at me, Swan! So,
You want me to turn it up or not? I haven't
Oh, wait,
adjusted it.
Turn it down a hair.
years ago, when my daughter was still in utero,
Like your actual computer volume.
Yeah, that's what I'm
decided
working
that
on.
She didn't want a baby shower. Her mother decided she needed one anyways.
Okay.
Needless to say, there's a baby shower.
Okay.
Well, my wife was out shopping and whatnot, right, with her mother, and she ran into a couple people she ran into from high school. One guy decided he needed to give her a hug, right? She felt weird about that. I was like, whatever, if you're your friend, you hug your friends, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then ran into another person later on, who we'll call Swan.
Okay.
Swan!
And Swan was an idiot. My wife was like, "Oh yeah, baby shower coming over. You can come if you want, because what guy goes to a baby shower?
So this is the first time you're actually like hearing
Right,
this.
if you were invited to a baby shower by a girl that you knew from high school,
It'd
and
be
it's
really
a year
freaking
later
awkward.
that you get run into, would you go?
Probably not.
But you would have thanked them for the invitation, politely, and then not go. Swan here decided he must take this invitation seriously instead of as the joking, just common thing. Courtesy is being presented.
I leave out of the story. This guy spent like
Well,
$200
So I show up to this
and this in
wonderful
items
baby
he
shower my
brought.
wife didn't want. And her aunts show up, and I politely talk.
Are you the father?
No, that wasn't speculation.
No,
No.
nothing like that? Okay.
No.
Because I know there's normally relatives that wind up doing that.
Because they don't know who you are
exactly.
or whatever. Right.
Exactly. You're still new to them.
Yeah, no, I never met these.
How do you
people
feel about the
before.
sound of your own voice?
Quiet, right? And,
Not the first time.
Does it bother you?
Good
Well,
or bad?
Not the first time.
I sound more sophisticated
Really.
when I hear my own voice.
or one answer.
By that I mean, like right now, me hearing myself talk at the moment, I sound more sophisticated than the recording.
She's sad, right? She's like, oh, you didn't give her what she wanted, right?
Now the best part is my uncle tried being like, you were kind of drunk there then, huh? And no, really, like I turned it on and off. Like a lot of this was shtick, but like I turned like you were there right before the story, perfectly fine. Right after the story, perfectly fine.
He does this and does that. As I'm driving truck, a military veteran. We won't go on about awards and decorations, right? I've been to combat, right? This motherfucker works at an auto parts store, but he'll make a better dad than somebody who's driving a truck for a living.
So give feedback while you're
not
listening.
a manager, not an auto parts store manager, not a like general manager, like an associate.
See,
I have a shirt because my name's Swan.
There's actually
Jumps all over the place, but
I'm not talking like, was this the best directed video ever? We didn't have a director, we had a
So
photographer.
right there is a qualification in your favor.
Right. Well, add insult to injury. At the time, I was a smoker, right?
still kind of
He buys
messed up how the
cigarettes in
family
vehicle, like a
was.
normal person. Well, he's running around with this can of dip in his back pocket with a big ring on it because he's so cool and a hillbilly from Michigan because he's got the ring of his can of dip there in his back pocket.
Correct.
Who the
It's just
fuck
a
sits on a can of dip?
That's the best direction ever.
Moron. So Swan here takes and decides.
I'm not sure if Shas's laugh, me going on is making Shas laugh, which is causing Danielle to laugh, or Danielle's laughing is causing Shas to laugh, like the contagious laugh. We have a laugh track. That's how professional we are in this on the Zac Yak Pack. We have a laugh track.
Doesn't matter that it's not my fault.
Now.
The failures of relationship, but it's not my fault they couldn't keep pants down, and I wasn't willing to stay with that. But it still makes me look bad.
Yeah.
Even though my pants were zipped, I look bad for keeping my pants zipped, even though they look good for the pants being unzipped. It makes no fucking sense, right? But
It doesn't. It makes no sense. How are you the bad guy for keeping your pants zipped?
But so when I go outside, we're trying to calm her down, right? Be like, hey, it's okay. Look, you didn't want this thing.
There was
to
definitely no
It is
XYZ
what it is.
going on.
My one sister's inside still. Everybody's forgot she exists because she's quiet.
My wife's giving me a look like I haven't
A
heard
little
that.
swan here walks up
And
to
don't say
my
that
wife's mother.
again.
Like, don't worry. I'll go up there. I'll check on her. I've always been able to calm her down. She goes outside, right in front of my wife's hands. You think that she needs to pick a different dad for the kid?
Feedback. We don't
Is
need
that
to just listen
possible
to
just go,
the
you're
story.
not the father anymore because I want somebody else to be. Doesn't work that way for some reason. Insemination don't work that way.
Like what's okay? Pause it. Pause the video. Pause the video.
Okay,
Let's go with this.
I don't know why. It just doesn't matter.
So, what's your perspective at this point? Like you were sitting there. You were sitting in this whole thing. Like you don't listen to commentaries of movies very often, do you?
No.
Those that like you start going on about like this is how you're feeling in the moment. This is this is why you made the choices you made, things like that, or you end up going on a tangent of some other little story because of something that noticed or said or done. So like give me some commentary right now of this for you. Like how was this for you at the time? Like go back in your memory of sobriety. And tell me about this moment of this.
The story definitely had its points where, first off, this guy probably shouldn't have been there at all. But him trying to step in and try and take over things, it's like, really? What the hell is this guy thinking?
He spent over $200 in the items he brought.
Well, I mean, let him. But,
I mean, I wasn't like, take your stuff back. I was like, there's obviously an ulterior motive. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's the first one he ever got invited to, and he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, well, that would make sense at first. That's what I thought at first, until I added in everything else that had occurred the rest of that day. When you hear the whole story, that's when you look and go, like you were trying to be a big show off. Little did he realize I'd spent over like $2,000 at this point.
Yeah, which is natural for a father to spend a shit ton of money in order to get things ready, one way or the other, and
I'll be honest.
Not necessarily a dollar amount shit ton, but
No, yeah, well, a shit ton in comparison to the amount of money you bring in.
Yeah,
percentage wise, you're spending a high percentage of your income on that. Like I went and I was like, oh. She literally got like Hello Kitty car seat, Hello Kitty stroller, like the jogging stroller with that you actually have to take the air compressor to the wheels for.
Yeah.
One of those Hello Kitty freaking playpen bassinet pack and play thing.
Yeah.
Like had the bassinet. I spent money on freaking new bedding, new freaking, the little bumper round thing. There was freaking the mobile, I not like a high chair, even though you aren't going to need it yet. I already got it because it's like, I know you're going to need it.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's like, hey, it's tax return time. Guess what? I'll spend the majority of the tax return on stuff we're going to need. Baby gates, things.
Safety devices, all
well,
that
yeah,
crap.
well, like the baby gates, it's like, because when you need the dogs to not be in the room, because sometimes dogs, they hear that crying baby and they are not happy. Like they're going to be up there licking the baby, like when you don't need them to be. So like really the baby gate at that point was more just for the dogs to be able to give them a sense of like, hey, I'm going to lay the baby on the floor. Dogs, they walk around, like you have to watch the dog because dogs kick babies all the time out of their own just ignorance. Because dogs can do it to puppies, and it doesn't faze the puppy, so they're not in the same realm as people.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to lock your big ass dog out of your room. So yeah, I'd spent quite a bit of money. Took things I already had. I already had a crib, which I still have. It's hit out in my garage even. It's I got it like that industrial shrink wrap wrapped around all of it, like protecting it, holding it together, and everything.
Yeah.
And then I got I have a bassinet that my stepdad he sanded it down, restained it. My mom did new fabric for it because it's got the metal framework.
Okay.
So like I already had that stuff, so you need the bedding for it and whatnot. I had all this. Like this literally
Everything was pretty much ready to go.
literally before the baby shower, everything was around. Like I had everything sitting at the house. And her aunts were insistent, like they went and they bought this pack and play, which I told Shasta, I was like, hey, leave it up here at your parents, because then there's a pack and play at your parents. Makes sense, you don't have to transport it back and forth, because especially when you're in a rush, they're a pain in the ass to get around. Like they're nice to have.
One less thing to have to pack in the car.
Yeah. Oh, and that was like her aunts bought a swing. Her aunts had bought another stroller. Like literally, her mom's house was set up for her to like live in it, just in case she got sick of me. So I mean,
how'd that work out?
Oh, she's still here. I'd say it worked out pretty well for me.
I had to say that one.
So there was a lot of like in that nature of things but the coolest thing I got, and I still have it to this day, right? It's not one of the things like we had the formula maker that's like a Keurig for formula, right? I gave that to my sister because it's like I told my wife, look, we have another kid, I'm just gonna buy a new one because it'll sit for too long by then. Like I'd rather see it used than be faulty and then we have to buy a new one anyways, right?
Yeah.
Plus, they now have it where like you can use your phone as an app, and you can not be in the room and make it work. That's Imagine if I could use my Amazon house devices to turn the thing on. That's where it's at. And seriously, it's great. Those like the brand we had was the Baby Breeza, was great because like in the middle of the night, you could just start the bottle. You already got everything sitting there. You just go out, you start it. It warms it up to the proper temperature. There's no like worrying about it. The bottle's ready.
Yeah.
But the best thing I got was you know how your car seats they like lock in place, same like they've got the bar that they lock into on like your strollers and everything else, right?
Yeah.
Little portable swing that folds open. It's just two legs in the middle, folds open, and you lock in that car seat right into that. It sits real low, and it'll rock and play music with that car seat, so that no matter where you went, you had a swing.
Nice.
Didn't get used as much as I would have liked, but even using it one time was worth the cost because it really wasn't that pricey, at least at the time.
Yeah, I haven't seen any that wind up doing the drop in with the seat.
Yeah, it was nice, dude. Like I was like, oh, hey. So, one day when you're having grandchildren, you hope that they've come up with something better, like the Tesla baby swing or something. And by that I mean it's like the Tesla bot comes out and it just swings your kid for you. Saved me all the time in the world.
By that it'll be one of those in-home robots.
Yeah, like I said, the Tesla bot.
Stupid kid and just rocking them.
Am I cutting out or is it you? The Tesla bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You can close out the video thing. Screwing with your bandwidth. But yeah, so that's my thing. Like I feel bad that some of the stuff doesn't get used anymore. Because like some of the stuff used for like 6 months.
Yeah. Then
some of the stuff you don't use till afterwards. But then like I didn't go like full out on the high chair, like it had to get thrown out afterwards because you can't take the fabric off and wash it. That actually made me a little upset. It's like this defeats the idea. It's like an easily dirty high chair. Like once it starts getting dirty, there was no real cleaning it.
What the
what?
This computer is doing some funky shit. just popped up with a whole bunch of random crap. And
you do realize that, like, using the keyboard and looking in the mirror is not a computer, right? But no, I mean, out of all honesty, like, stop and think how much stuff you got for your kids that just turned out to be the biggest waste. And you would buy it again. You would buy it again because if the one time you use it, you spend so much money for the stuff, but one time of using it made it all worth it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could probably say a good half to 3/4 of the stuff you barely even use.
Yeah, use just enough. You're like, oh, I'm glad we got that, and then you don't use it again, really.
Because you wind up getting it, and then it's like, okay, and then your kid uses it one time, and then they don't like it anymore, or that doesn't work for them anymore to calm them down.
Right. Or somebody else got it for you, so you feel obligated to try it, but you're like, this is just the biggest waste. Like, why did you even buy this? I told you we didn't want this to begin with.
Yeah.
Those are always fun.
Trying to,
And then look how many car seats you go through.
Not that many on my end.
You will, because you go through the first car seat, because, like, you got the different base, right? So you got the base station. So that first infant car seat works perfect because you, like, the base can transport, or even if you don't have a base, there's still a way to secure it. And then they go to the rear facing seat. And then they go to the booster seat, because you can only keep them in that rear facing when you turn it back forward facing for so long before they outgrow that. Then you go into the booster with the big back and the strap. And then after a while, they go into, like, the regular booster seat.
Well, now they make the
Removable back ones.
they make the seats, excuse me, that can be rear facing, converted to front facing, converting to the taller booster, and just the regular booster.
Right.
The all-in-one type seats.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're not buying 2 or 3 of those.
No, you just get one of them. You know, you're not buying all.
If you
the
have one
individual
vehicle,
seats.
that works.
Or one for each vehicle.
Right, but then that's where I say, you know, like,
Ultimately, it ended up being 2 sets of seats.
right, but the point being, like, even that three-way convertible thing doesn't always work perfect.
I don't think anything works perfectly anymore.
Or you look, I don't have the money for that right now, or just get the cheapest one that works, and then you end up all in all spending the same amount of money.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah, like, we got 3 vehicles. So, like, some of it, like, we've got multiple booster seats, like just a little, like, sit on your ass booster seat. But we only ever had 2 of the full back boosters. But the worst part is a lot of people, like, they'll go to garage sales, they'll try to buy these car seats, but they never look at the expiration date.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I never really understood the expiration date. I understand the concept of it. I got it. But they're really only good for, like, 2 years.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bike helmet in a way. After so long, the materials, they're not guaranteeing that they're going to hold up.
Well, yeah, but all it is plastic that's strapped around. Like, how can you not? But then again, a lot of people don't use the seatbelt thing right for it either, so whatever. I'm going to trust 2 little hooks. Just saying. Good time to freeze up. Or act
Just
like
follow the manufacturer's instructions is all you can say.
Yeah, sure. So realistically, like, there's nothing holding the upper back of the seat.
It's
back.
the manufacturer's instructions.
Like, if you no, hold on, let me finish. If you have that third strap, right, and there's a place for that third strap to hook, by all technicality, I'll give you a little bit because you've got the upper part of that seat held back. But if you don't, taking the regular seatbelt through holds the upper part of that seat back. So some vehicles have a place to strap that that upper latch, right? Some vehicles don't. Some trucks do. Trucks are weird. Like my wife's truck, her F-150, it's got little like little straps, like cloth straps behind, but that literally hook there. They don't work for the strap, that upper strap. They don't work at all. But I think it's what they're designed for because it makes no other sense. There's literally 3 straps, and they make no sense the way they're there. Instead of giving you like a metal ring to hook to, which would make more sense, the strap sits out about this far. I'm serious. Like, here's my glasses. The strap sits out like that far.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm hoping that was in sight because I really can't see the computer monitor without my glasses, let alone the big hole in it, right? But you can't tighten something appropriately when the strap that it's hooking to hangs that close to it. So when it straps, it isn't pulling it back. So like that upper portion's supposed to be secured back per manufacturer instructions. Like the Trailblazer, right? My Trailblazer, literally, you know how in Trailblazers they've got like the 4 rings, like the tie-down rings inside the back that flip down with that little storage compartment in the back? Like that's the tire because the tire goes underneath, right? I always ran that through, and I've got the dog bracing, like kennel style, like for the back of SUVs in my Trailblazer, right? You never looked in the Trailblazer, so you wouldn't have seen it. I've got that in the back, so I can put dogs in the back and them not climb up on top of the kids. And I tell you, it's the funniest thing with this strap run through the back of the seat, down through this metal to hook into the freaking little ring. Because literally, that Trailblazer, the way the seats sit, like there's no way not to secure the back of that seat because the whole thing just wobbles forward. Like you literally have to like ratchet strap the damn seat to the car seat to the seat. Like I'm not even joking. Like your regular seat belt makes that thing still want to come lift forward because they put that slope in that seat just right. Because all the old car seats didn't have that like balancing act adjuster, you know, that the new ones have. Where the new ones, like you could literally like pivot the whole thing like 4 different ways, like your little vacuum cleaner you've got.
Yeah.
You know, as you said, you got that like tri-ball vacuum cleaner thing or whatever. So you know. They make car seats like that now, but back in the day, I mean, this is 07. I've got a 14-year-old kid, you know, that the car seats didn't work that way back in the day. So, like, you literally are, like, sitting there like, how do I get this thing to sit still? And you're like, do I wedge, like, foam up under it? Because, like, the car seat, like, tips way back, and so your kid's all tipped all weird, and you're just like, this doesn't make any safety sense whatsoever. Because, like, if you actually shove the base in, there's, like, a 2-3 inch gap underneath the back of the car seat just because it can't wedge in. It's the dumbest thing. So that upper strap I'd take through and I'd secure it down to that mounting bracket in the back, right? Because they've got those 4 rings. I tell you, it's the funniest thing watching a dog try like figuring out how to navigate that stupid strap coming down because it wants to lay down, but it wants to like climb under the strap, but it can't because it's at just the right angle. It's the funniest thing. So, yeah. So, I mean, and that's where that comes from. Like I said, I used to make some of those parts. I don't trust them at all. Any of the hooks that go to vehicles. If I literally don't, like as a truck driver, right, looking and see how many times, like, on any trailer that you're using, everything's welded to, like, the frame of everything, right? It's just how it works. Welded or riveted like hell. Like your E-Track, there's like 100 fucking rivets up and down that stupid thing, right? How many rivets? Do you have any idea? Have you ever counted the rivets on a piece of E-Track going up, like vertical E-Track?
It's like every vertical. That's actually with the vertical E-Track like that. That is actually the cross members that they just punched holes in.
Yeah, every panel. Like, well, it depends. It depends on how many E-track you've got. Because like for us, we've got the vertical E-track, but there's like
if you got the E-track that goes horizontally in the trailer, that's just screwed into the wall.
Right. No, we got the vertical, but what I mean is because I got the roll doors, we've got more E-track than what you have in some of the sleeper or some of the swing doors. Some of the swing doors, you have like a full 4 to 8 foot space between your E-track.
Yeah, if it's the vertical.
Yeah,
because that's just literally holes cut across by.
Yeah, well, we've got, but with the E-track I use, there's 3 pieces of E-track to every 4 feet.
Yeah.
So, like, we actually have more E-track. So some of them aren't necessarily.
Meanwhile, with ours, it's the horizontal track.
Right. Well, four
rows of horizontal track.
Right, and it depends on what you're hauling. But yeah, so there's a crap ton of freaking rivets in there, right? Like, these things are locked in, like, yanked and hooked. And I'm telling you, when you tear apart a seat and you look at what holds that little bracket in, that little tiny bracket is one piece of little, like, thin welded formed metal that's wrapped around with a tack weld to hold a hook. And they just, like, it's that bar, right? That little T-bar or whatever, like, it comes loops. And all it does is it creates a little hook underneath like that slides in to that metal when it goes to tack weld. And then they bolt that metal in. That's it. That's all that's holding that stupid thing. I was like, oh, hell.
The whole frame of the truck's bolted.
No. What I'm saying is, when I manufactured these things, I saw how little support was actually to this bracket.
Yeah, I get that.
So, and that's where I say, hold on. Anyways, no, and so, like, because when manufacturing those, that's where it's like, no, and like if you look at all the recommendations on every older car seat from the era that those hooks first started coming out and everything, you were still supposed to use the seatbelt. No, that's besides the point. What I'm saying is, the whole purpose of the story, because you took it the other direction, was literally the strap coming through the back. Because you're like, oh, he's got a nitpick on me. No, the strap coming through the back, the dogs are trying to navigate inside because they can't climb up front because they got that cage. And there's a stupid freaking angle strap coming that the dogs are like, oh, I can't do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it takes up some of their room back there to where they can't.
Yeah, it does. And because, in my Trailblazer, I've got all the seat belts are done up different than some of the seats because those are actually up on against the wall, and then they've got some of the old or the other Trailblazers for some people, or like the Yukons, where they got the seat belt is like the driver's side where it's attached to the top of the seat.
Yeah,
so like this, it's actually attached to the frame of the car coming through, and so even that still allowed a little bit of twisting to that seat. So you had to take with the big straight back car seats, right? So you had to yank that strap all the way through the back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so like if you ever try to actually put anything in back there, yeah, no, you're just screwed because that strap is like the most awkwardly out of place freaking thing because it's not designed to hook the car seat like that. That model of Trailblazer was never designed to have the upper strap car seat. It was the dumbest design they ever came with. And I've yet to understand what the real point of those 4 hooks in the back of that Trailblazer is.
If it's in the cargo compartment, so you got like 2 closer to the seats and 2 closer to the gate, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's so that way you could actually use like a cargo net inside there.
Yeah, but
they had an accessory cargo net.
But when you look though, well, no, because they also have the cargo net that would actually go across the back. I mean,
yeah, they also had a divider cargo net too.
But if you look at the panel that actually sits on, it's not the thickest material either. It holds some fair weight, I'll give it.
It's just your floorboard, yeah.
Yeah, and then those latches, like the brake too, that actually latch in place. The funny thing is, when that thing goes in, like you would actually fold it up a little bit, right? It's actually just little pieces of freaking thin plastic with a folding mechanism. They break off eventually. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had that thing for enough years. One of those, like, I know enough of the ins and outs that I look and go, this is the dumbest design for some of these things that I've ever seen. Hell, I even had to have the hitch, where you got the actual bolt or whatever, or your hitch lock, the bar.
Yeah.
Had to get cut off. It had to be torched off because everything like welded itself into place. So
Completely seized.
Between that and another one, like I had one where it was one of the key locks, which makes sense when you live in the big city and everything. I had to get cut out because I needed a different ball.
Nice.
Yeah. I lost the key because I went on a deployment. It's like, but when you're living in those bigger cities or you're hauling a trailer, the last thing you need is somebody just walking up and yanking your hitch because it'll happen.
It can. I had a hitch stolen to one time, but luckily the store was very agreeable and handed over video footage to police, and they had it recovered within 20 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And it was somebody that was on probation as well. Yeah, they went away for a while.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah, they actually had a 5-year sentence off of that.
Really?
Yes, because it was my tri-ball drop. So it was a $250 hitch. So because it was theft of an item over $200, they went ahead and hit him with the max. And because he was on probation, he went away for 5 years. You got to admit, that's pretty funny. You know?
Actually, I'm sitting there like, wow, that's... I didn't even know that was a thing. Usually they don't deal with stuff quite that way.
Yeah, and I mean, what it was as soon as they saw the tag number on the vehicle, on the video footage that he got into, they knew right where he was at because he was on parole.
The thing is, a lot of these stores don't have that great a camera.
Well,
I wish I could say I was lying. Like, having done that security job, they don't have that great of camera systems.
No, they usually don't.
So
it
I'm
just
impressed.
Was like one of those where it was the perfect angle for the camera, and the vehicle sat still long enough for them to get the tag number.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm impressed because usually you're just kind of up shit creek.
Yeah, one of those like, oh, hey, here's the vehicle, here's the description, and this is what we're looking for.
Pretty much.
So, I mean, I am very fortunate that everything lined up at the right angles. Actually, that guy should be getting out in probably another year.
Oh.
Like to see him try it again. Now there's one hell of a locking pin on there.
You actually put one of the padlock ones on there?
No, this one's titanium.
You just pull it out, though. You pull the pin and pull it out.
No, it's a titanium locking pin that's the tumbler style.
So it's got a lock on it.
Yeah.
And you said no.
No.
You're like,
you said the padlock style.
Okay.
This isn't the padlock style. This is the one where it snaps on, has all the O-ring seals and everything, and has, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a key similar to what they use on vending machines.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I had. It had to get torched off.
Yeah, you gotta make sure those seals stay good, and then like every couple months take it and spray it with something and put it back on.
Well, and my like I said, years of it being on there and not knowing where the key was, because I don't know who lost my key either. My grandfather actually had to take the outside settling to that
torch
pin.
It off. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had one that was starting to seize the one time. I'm like, ooh, I'm glad I'm getting this off of here now. It had been like, I don't know, 7 or 8 months.
See, at the time, I only ever had one trailer. I'd never have to worry about it. Like, it was literally more there as like a shin locker than anything else.
Yeah.
Or like if somebody slammed into you. But no.
Kind of like shin breaker on my truck right now.
Yeah. So, but now I've got like We've got at least 3 different ball hitches in the bed box.
Yep.
Yeah, I got like 3 different ball hitches there at the because like my stepdad's trailers, a couple of them have different sizes. Mine's just your regular 2-inch. The camper's got its own size, which I think is like 2 and 5, whatever, 5/8, whatever the fuck it is. Or is it the 1 and 5/8 that we've got? 1 and 5/8 and 2 1/2.
1 and 5/8, 2 and 2 and 5/16 are the most common. They do make a 3-inch ball though now too.
Yeah.
That 3-inch ball is rated for like 30,000 pounds.
So I guess now that we're at the coming to the close, you still never asked me.
So yeah, we didn't get into it. You got any new customer service stories?
Oh, it's not even customer service; it's service.
Customer service?
No, just service. I'm the customer, but it's service. I went to Subway, so they're supposed to serve me. So, needless to say, they've got the drive-thru. My wife pre-ordered on the app or the internet or whatever, right? So all I got to do is just drive up and pick it up. I don't even have to get out of the car because we have a drive-thru. I pull up. I got to go straight to the window because I completely forgot they got little speakers on the menu before you get to the window, right? I hear it talking. Sir, it's going to be just a couple minutes. There's 3 people ahead of you. And I was like, oh, shit, I need to put it in reverse, get back by these speakers so I can be like, hey, we pre-ordered this stuff's even paid for already, right? I'm sitting there for 10 minutes. And I was like, okay. Should be done by now. I'm looking at my daughters in the back going, are they done yet? Like, she wanted McDonald's. So it's like, are they done yet? Because mommy was at home taking a shower. And it's like, just ran up to go pick this up real quick. Like 20 minutes later. Sir, it's going to be just a minute. Yeah, didn't forget about you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, there wasn't that many cars here. And there's one pickup truck that's pulled up. I was like, hey, look, I've already prepaid. Like, it's ordered. It's right here. I just need to pick it up. They're like, oh, that's you. Just come right up to the window, blah, blah, blah. Hand me my food. Oh, sorry about the wait. I go to leave, and I look, and there's a silver F-150 that had pulled up right in front of the Subway because drive-through. Subway parking space right there because actually the way they got it set up, like as you come through the drive-through, you got to angle away because there's 2 parking spaces right in front of you. I mean, like literally right in front of you.
Yeah.
So you're at the window, just crank your tires hard because you got to pull away like then and there. Otherwise, you're just going through cars. And then there's like Marcos and Verizon and everything else along the whatever. And I'm looking and I'm like, as I drive by, I crank just hard enough so I can look in the window, right? Because they got the big glass windows for the Subway. They got 3 people in there for sure. The same 3 people that just got out of that F-150 that pulled up not 5 minutes prior to them telling me that it was going to be just a minute longer. Now, why in the hell? Like, I got it. I drove up to the drive-thru, but you're literally just letting more people order. Like, the drive-thru, the concept of the drive-thru is to get to them as quick as you can.
Yeah, in and out.
So you at least take my order so you can start mixing it in with the other ones. No. Over 20 minutes, and I didn't see anybody come out. I only saw people go in. There was a chance the one vehicle left was for Subway and not for the Marcos Pizza. In 20 minutes, I sat there for no other goddamn reason than that they don't know how to make food, apparently. So, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Like, it doesn't take that long to make subs. I usually get mad if I have to wait 10 minutes because there's 5 people in front of me. And one of them is reading off their phone, not understanding how to order things. You know, it's one of those, like, I literally, like, stood behind a guy one time where he's, like, going through his order, and they're like, okay, sir, what else do you want? And he's like, look down at phone. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, and it'll be like, ham. Okay, sir, what, anything else? Turkey. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, tell them more than one thing at a time. Literally letting them do and then be like, now put this on it. Now put this. Not as they're done. He would literally wait till they asked him, is there anything else? I'm like, you want fries with that too? Like, what the fuck? I've seen no Nick act this bad. Only swans. Swans peacocking around. Fucking kangaroo clowns.
Oh my. Screwed up.
I know.
At least with work today, 6th day is always voluntary, whatever, right? Today, I actually got a little bit extra out of it today. And I'm surprised you didn't make mention of it. Me wearing the hat. I finally got a Western Star hat.
You can't read it, and now that I know what it is, it's
Finally got a Western Star hat.
Didn't know you were coming out the closet today. Live on the air at that. Okay.
Finally got some swag in a roundabout type of way.
He's coming out of the closet, everybody. He's letting us know that he actually prefers Volvo.
No.
Wow. I'm shocked. Just okay. You're a Volvo guy. I know now. Thank you.
No.
I appreciate you feeling the safety of coming out to all of us about your Volvo pride.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness, you got a hat. You feel special. You have a hat.
Without having to pay for it.
I got a new coffee mug. Does that count? For my one that broke while you were here. Because you shoved your fat fingers through it.
That wasn't me that did that one.
No, I literally, I picked up my coffee mug, and I was like, it didn't feel right, when I picked it up. I literally, I broke it on purpose, but did it safely to find out. I barely put pressure, just the barest amount of pressure with my thumb against it, and I felt it coming apart. That's when I grabbed the other side of it.
Nice.
Yeah, I knew, I could tell, it didn't feel right. The handle felt loose, and your coffee mug handle shouldn't feel loose. Not like I have a loose grip on this, but I have a tight, normal coffee mug grip, and it feels loose.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, something doesn't feel right. And I put just the faintest amount of pressure, and it just popped away. The handle came off. So my wife ordered a new coffee mug because it's a coffee company I like. She also ordered coffee beans from them too.
Yeah.
Literally, we were thinking it was ground coffee, so I've got to clean my my grinder because it came coffee beans. But I was like, we can't open this. I can't open this coffee because it's their holiday seasonal whatever coffee, and it's I can't open it. It's autographed. We can't open this. It's got to stay sealed forever. And she's like, you can open the coffee. I was like, no, they autographed the bag. She goes, so keep the bag. I was like, but they autographed the bag. It's in mint autograph condition. We can't open the coffee. And she's like, you're opening the coffee. You got to give it, that's kind of neat. They autographed the coffee bag.
Yeah.
Because they're YouTube personality anyways. And you were kind of fond of the coffee.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, hold on. Cheaper than Black Rifle, isn't it? A little bit. She's looking up right now. Do you remember what your Black Rifle price was?
Oh, I got no clue. I didn't pay for the subscription to it.
Who did?
It was a gift.
Ah, like just like a pre-subscribed, so you didn't have to renew it or whatever.
Yeah, pre-done every month delivery.
For how long?
A year.
Oh, and then it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, so they actually sell them as gifts.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally do it that way. Order it and have it shipped to somebody.
Nice. And that's enough to last you a month?
It's 3 bags.
That's enough
3
to
bags
last
of
you a
beads.
month?
Yeah, 3 bags of beads. I just drank literally 2 of the, basically 2 this size cups every day.
Black Rifle? Okay, she said the one I usually get out of Black Rifle is like $15. So Black Rifle is a bit cheaper.
Huh.
So, but they're a bigger company too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like supporting smaller companies too. You can like more than you see. That's what I get a kick out of. Everybody tries going, well, I don't support their politics, so I'm not buying their stuff. And my answer is usually, is it quality? I don't care about their politics.
Yeah.
You know, Black Rifle, people start getting pissy because like their CEO or whatever, founder, started saying something. I was like, okay, that's one guy for a company. I don't care. Are they still properly sending my stuff, and is it showing up in a reasonable fashion?
Exactly.
Kind of care less about your politics. You're somebody who owns a business. Now, especially a coffee company. Now, if you're like the Facebook guy, like, okay, hold on. Like, I got it. You can affect my life in general by my interaction with people. My coffee company does not. I could go to Starbucks and it wouldn't matter because, well, I mean, it just doesn't matter. Like, nobody's going, well, his whole life revolves around that there Starbucks. They're like, oh, there's no other coffee place around, huh? It's like, yeah, no, there's not. Great. The one coffee place that my wife likes to go to, it's decent, but they just take so fucking long for you to get through the line.
Oh, that's how a lot of coffee shops are anymore. All of them take forever anymore.
I hate when I'm driving up in Detroit, right? They'll literally be like greater Detroit, like not in Detroit. This is one of the suburbs, but they'll literally start the line out into the road, and you're like,
Yep.
and you come up out of nowhere, like you've got no idea. All of a sudden, you're there, and you're hoping you can even get over. Because it's right after a freaking light, and then people will pull up and they'll barely freaking have their tail hanging out, and you're like, I still can't get around you.
Yeah,
that's the stuff. Like technically, legally, we've like my wife's hometown, like the actual town, because she grew up out in the country. They've got the one taco joint. It opened back up, and everybody loved it. Like for like a local hometown taco joint. They started getting told by the cops, you can't have people lining up in the road.
Yeah.
You can't have 2 blocks of people wrapping around waiting to get into your taco place. It's like,
Yep.
Okay, what's the owner supposed to do? Look, it'd be like, don't come in line. Like, you can't do anything, but somehow you're responsible for people lining up.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense on that one, but at the same time, it is a traffic hazard, big time.
Hold on. No, not without the straw in it. She's like, there's still some. It's a little McDonald's cup, so it's got that little lip at the bottom. And she's like, there's still some. She's pulled out the straw and was going to try like drinking out like the side of the lid. It's like, that's just going to go everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of everywhere.
Oh.
It's time for this show to go elsewhere.
I agree.
because all you're doing is yawning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you've even failed at doing these things, like make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. You can make sure to use that hashtag Don't Be a Nick. Follow us on the Facebook at the Jaggers Juxtaplooza. You follow me on Instagram at mpjags. You can follow the other Zac at
cafepress.com/Jaggers Juxtaplooza has all our merchandise. Feel free to go ahead and do that. You can comment at any time during the show. After the show, we'll try and go back to the comments as well and try and address them. So if you do comment after the show, we'll try and take a peek at it. Maybe it'll come up in our next show.
Yeah, we have an email thing down in the description below too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the email. You can email us as well. Like he said, you can follow us on Facebook, send us messages, whatever, you know.
Yeah. Messages on the messenger on the Facebook. But why can't they follow you on an Instagram yet? Yo.
Oh my.
If you're not careful, you're gonna evaluate yourself into the Nick category, and then it's not too far before you go from Nick to Swan.
No, that's quite a leap going from Nick to Swan.
Yeah, but it's all on how our viewers feel. Do you need to get a tattoo of a swan holding a stick that says "Don't be a Nick"?
No.
Then we'll get a little bunny to go next to it that says it's swan season. Swan season, duck season. He's a duck instead of a bunny. Swan season, duck season. My 5-year-old has spoken. It's pineapple season.
Pineapple season.
She said. She likes that. So, you guys don't have too much fun?
Try to have a good evening, what's left of it.
And apparently
don't do anything too crazy.
You're too sober for this one, too.
Actually, I've been having a little bit here, so.
That's what they all say. Have a great rest of your day.
Have fun, guys.